It is day number 2 of the National Women's Development Program in Calgary. 4 teams in attendance this week, and 2 teams have already played yesterday, black versus red, and we have white versus gold. Hello and welcome inside the Markin McPhail Center on HN Live and on hockeycanada.ca, I should say, our HN Live broadcast crew. I am Dave Dawson. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday afternoon with us. We are at the Winsport Olympic Park in Calgary, and it is these 4 teams who are vying for spots to play on the Women's World Championship team, which will be in Denmark beginning on August 25th. Number of these young ladies, as you see, we also have the U18 Summer Showcase going on this week as well. Their game is going to be coming up following this one. Finland is here to be part of that as well. And then next week, it is the Canada-USA Summer Showcase Series. So in the meantime, it is gold versus white, kicking things off here from the beautiful Markin McPhail Center on the Winsport Park in Calgary, Alberta. And between the pipes, starting things off for Team Gold is Anne-Renee Desbiens. We'll get to her stats in a second. She shouldn't need any type of advertising in the resume that she does boast. So a number of these ladies have played for Canada on a scale for a number of years and won an amazing amount of memorabilia, while quite a few of these ladies looking to vie for a spot for the very first time. Chris Kowal, Ron Radke, our broadcast crew, and right away we're going to have a look at Lexi Agia from St. Thomas, Ontario. She played 39 games for Quinnipiac University this year in the NCAA, 8 goals and 28 points. Chris Kowal right on top of that with the stat graphic. Thank you, sir. And on the other end, we'll get to her when a puck goes in on it. And right now, isn't that the great thing about how broadcast cues work? That's Reagan Kirk getting the start between the pipes today for Team White. No, that's Leah Osborne, excuse me, or Kaylee Osborne from Rideau Lakes, Ontario. She played for Canada. She won a silver at the Women's World U18 in 2019-20. Her stats were insane this year for Colgate University, 13-5-1 as a starter as well. Kirk will back her up. And Team White getting things underway here. Shot on goal. Desbiens watches that whistle wide of the cage. And White on the attack down low. That's number 43, Kristen O'Neill from Oakville, Ontario, involved in the scrum along the boards, and Gold's going to bring it out now. On the right wing side, that's Abigail Newhook. Yes, the sister of Alex Newhook, who's enjoying himself a pretty wonderful summer, I imagine. St. John's, Newfoundland native. Now White having a hard time getting it out, comes to neutral territory. Down the wings, Jennifer Gardner from Surrey, BC. That goes off the blocker. Desbiens, no problem there. As Newhook drops it off for Serdachny. 2 Serdachnys playing in this showcase. Puck comes back to the point of the backhander right on Dalton, and Desbiens, no problem. Hang with her if you wouldn't mind, please, Mr. Radke. So Anne-Renee Desbiens from Claremont, Quebec, yes, won a gold medal in Beijing back in February. A .180 goals against, a .940 save percentage. She is a 2-time Olympic medalist, a gold in 2022 and a silver in 2018. She was also the 2017 NCAA top collegiate player. So quite a resume for that incredibly talented young lady from Claremont, Quebec. On the half wall now in the gold zone. And behind the net is Markowski from Edmonton. Flipping it up in the air is off the stick of Sophie Jakes. The stats on Jakes this year are ridiculous, but I'll wait till Ron gets a chance to put it on camera. That's another look at Kaylee Osborne, as both teams will make some changes. Emma Malte lineup for the draw, the Burling, Ontario product. Committed to Ohio State University and this fall coming up, which is only a month and a bit away. Head scratcher where the summer has gone. That's number 40, Blair Turnbull down low from Stellarton, Nova Scotia. Comes back up to the point. White trying to put some pressure on. It's going to go over the glass and out of play. A couple shots to one here. The statistics so far. Numbers on the shoulders really would be helpful. Here we go. There's Emma Buckles from Toronto, Ontario. Played for Harvard this year. 32 games. She had 7 goals, 17 points, also a plus 23. This is pretty nice numbers there for sure. Behind the net now for goal is Ashley Messier. The cousin of Mark Messier plays it up. Firing, and a nice save by Osborne. First pretty well decent test here of the opening game of Wednesday. The second one of the National Women's Program. 2 games yesterday, one from the U18 Summer Showcase as well. The 2 Canadian squads went head-to-head. Flipped up Phil neutral. That's Markowski who'll settle it down. Trying to get it through over the line, and Laura Stacey brings it back. Each team trying to feel each other out here, and obviously the prestige on the line for the opportunity to wear the maple leaf, and there's no higher accommodation if you are a Canadian citizen. And I know my friend Peter Labardius, who called the games yesterday, will 100%, that comes out of his mouth all the time, and I would 100% agree. Here's White on the attack here. Jennifer Gardner, Surrey, BC product, also an Ohio State player this year. Oh, nice moves by Serdachny. Couldn't get the target she was looking for. Colgate University, the brother of Noah Serdachny from the Salmon Arm Silverbacks in the BCHL. She tries to will it over the line. That in goes behind the net. And on it's Evie Adam from Wolfville, Nova Scotia. So Gold will reel it in. It's Messier, the Wilcox, Saskatchewan product. And that is going to be a touch offside. As we zoom right in on McKenna Van Gelder from Etobicoke, Ontario. Played for Etobicoke in the OWHL this year, U22 Elite League. 29 games played, 31 points, including 20 goals. She'll be going off to Cornell University this fall in the NCAA. A lot of great talent on these rosters. As I was doing my prep dive last night, that Cornell program has some incredible hockey players. And as Osborne will put him in on that one. Yeah, let's get Kaylee Osborne, goaltender. Sorry, it's fine, Ron. Not going to tell you what to do, but it's nice when you listen. I love that. Kaylee Osborne, her stats this year ridiculous. 195 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and that stat, air quotes, that goalies never like to mention, as I make him fly all the way to the other end of the ice. That's why he didn't do that. Sorry, Ron. My apologies. I'll buy you a Coke later on. Off the draw. White at the point now, trying to put it deep and get the cycle going, but Gold's going to retrieve. Up along the wing. Trying to hit number 13, Maya Labad from Montreal, Quinnipiac product. Couldn't establish anything with a bit of a bouncing biscuit here. Now ripping it along is Carol Prefontaine. Gold will make a couple of minor changes, continue the pressure on. Emma Malte, the Burlington native. Puts it at the net, and puck deflected. They're going to say that hit a high stick, and so play will be whistled down. So pretty good chance there as we have a look at Julia Gosling from London, Ontario, number 28. 2-time medalist of the U18 Worlds. 2019 she won a gold, and in 2018 she won a bronze. Stands 5'10". So face-off will come to the left side of Osborne, just outside of the zone. Turnbull now turns and hits the accelerator. Gets pushed off into the corner, so White will bring it over again. Good stick work there, and each team playing pretty sound offensively. And I would imagine, I've never coached hockey before, but coaches do love defensive hockey first before they love goals being scored. And I know as a fan we prefer goals, but defense is just as picturesque, and it's all about auditions here, and that's what the ticket is all about. So Chris Cole, can you see? Okay, that's Emma Buckles again. Great stuff. Turned 23 years old a couple months back. A Harvard product. So you have a look at the Team White bench there. So draw to the right side of Debian. And White's going to win it. Stacy takes that cleanly from the point, trying to walk in and shake off some defenders through neutral territory and nobody home. Now O'Neill along the wing. On the retrieval, Team White brings it back. And Fecteau now. Along the wing, Stacy's just going to dump it in. Fecteau with her, the St. Dillon, Quebec native. Now a bit of a street hockey breakaway pass. The tennis ball in the air, but player couldn't catch up with it. And back on the retrievals, Dominique Cormier from Saint Marie, New Brunswick. Played for Princeton this year. 29 games, she had 3 goals and 12 points. Dropping it off, firing, and that one just whistles wide of the target, off the stick of Jennifer Gardner. Now Newhook, the one touch, Serdachny goes opposite corner. Just joining us, one pretty decent chance on each end of the ice, and a lot of really well defended hockey here. It's really been a 200-foot game. Both these girls are vying for a spot on that National Women's Development Team at the end of the month. It'll head off to Denmark, and some excellent hockey so far here as Bourbonnais watches that puck bounce over her head, and she goes back there to retrieve and make sure that it goes into safe arms. That's Jamie Bourbonnais from Mississauga, Ontario. Now across ice, White. See what they have to offer here. Stepping over the line. Prefontaine awaits and receives. Turning around, and it could be numbers, potentially for gold. Down the right wing side, it's Hustler. Drops it off and can't get a shot away. Nice back check. The stick of Maya Labad couldn't get it to her forehand quick enough or even get a backhand away, as the goaltender the defender got the best of her. And now break for Van Gelder down the right wing side. Too many white sweaters, and she'll dump it in and wait for another day. Great defensive hockey here so far as we're nearing the midway point and day number 2 of the National Women's Development Program here at hockeycanada.ca, partnered up with our fine staff at HN Live. I am Dave Dawson. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. It's a busy week for Hockey Canada, obviously, with the World Juniors going on in Edmonton as well, and we are grateful to have you on our team today. Cormier shot nicely blocked by the kneecap of Salner as she awaits for the touchdown pass on the left wing side, and that got disrupted. Pace of the game picking up a little bit here. Clark now walking in and just whiffs on it, gets another chance, and nobody on the backside. White sniffing. They smell an opportunity. Buckles now, the give and go, firing, and Debian will take that into her breadbasket as probably one of the best high-pace chances we've seen in the game so far off of that young lady's stick. The 5'7" Toronto, Ontario native, Emma Buckles. Mentioned the Harvard young lady, plus 23 there too this year, 7 goals and 17 points, 32 games. As O'Neill. So they're gonna reset for that draw between Malte and O'Neill. Right side of Anne-Marie Debian. And Renee Debian. Excuse me. Not a hard name to embed in my brain. I enjoyed watching her before, but when you say the name Anne, sometimes Marie is just the tip of your tongue and it wants to come out. So give me one, won't you? As Anne-Renee Debian has been sensational all year long, and expect much of that again today as she made a nice save a few short moments ago off the stick of Buckles. And now, buckle up here as McQuaid comes down the wing. One-time shot, and Debian, no problem on top of that. As we have a look at Ella Shelton, who is wearing number 17 today from Ingersoll, Ontario. She won a gold medal in Beijing, as well as a Women's World Gold in 2021. Also a NCAA champion with Clarkson University. She had 25 points each year in 2017 and 2018. It's a pretty impressive resume. Boasting for Ellis Shelton. Has gold now. Over the line, nice opportunity and a good stick again. As I mentioned, defensive hockey has been the MO for both of these elite level teams today, and it's been very entertaining to watch. To the point, Jakes deflected. Just whistles wide of the net. Osborne quick up to her feet again. Now gold buzzing as White has had a little more of the advantage here, and a 4-2 shots on the shot clock as it'll come all the way back down into the territory of Team Blanche as we look in on gold. And that is going to be Danielle Serdachny from Edmonton, Colgate University product. As I mentioned, 39 games there this year, 53 points and 15 goals. Pretty sensational stats for that young lady. Face off to the left side of Osborne is won by Team White, and they're on the attack. On the tape, nope. Disrupted by gold, which they've done well so far. And Labatt, as Osborne bobbled it momentarily, but she hangs on. As there you do have a look at the aforementioned Maya Labatt. Quinnipiac product, 38 games played there this year, 13 points. Cormier bobbles it off of the draw, giving an opportunity now for goal to keep it in, but Bourbonnais gets stepped around. Prefontaine now with numbers, 3-on-2, puts it at the net, and I think tried to just create a rebound as she knew that she bobbled possession. Good heads-up play by Prefontaine. Every time I hear the name Prefontaine, I think of another Prefontaine in the CFL who used to be able to put things to the uprights pretty well. But good heads-up play by number 11 White. Cormier whistles that around as Desbiens slows it down. Has a quick look, and she had a player in her hip pocket. Had to be pretty quick. Touch pass now, Serdachny with speed over the line. Serdachny backhand, and another great stick to make sure that that did not reach the 4x6. Newhook dropping it off. And behind the net, battling forward is Derek Gregg from Lethbridge. Also the home of the owner of HN Live, Corey Bro. Probably the most important piece of information that you're looking for. Maybe more importantly, the daughter of Mark Gregg, 15-year scout of the Philadelphia Flyers. And we have our game's first power play coming up. As it will be a penalty going up against Team White. They're going to call it body contact. So sitting down for 2 minutes or less is going to be Turnbull for Team White. She'd obviously prefer that it'd be the full 2. That's Blair Turnbull from Stellarton, Nova Scotia. So off the draw, gold with possession. At the point is Messier. Now Bourbonnais looking for a deflection in front. Again, good active stick. Sensational defense so far in the opening period here. Good forechecking as well on the PK for Team White. Now down the wing. Bringing it over is one-time shot of the point. Messier got everything on that one, and Osborne kicked it out. Fought it off through traffic and got the pillows on it, as that was put on an absolute pillow for Ashley Messier to absolutely uncork it. And a nice save by Osborne. As goal brings it over again. Tripped up on the play. No penalty as they'll deem that incidental contact. All the way back down is going to be Jakes to pick it up. Sophie Jakes from Toronto, Ontario. Ohio State University this year. As a defenseman, 59 points through 38 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. Including 21 goals as a defender. 45 seconds left in the power play. Great kill again for White. Not allowing those high percentage opportunities. Stick taps from her teammate in the penalty box as you hear the ambience there off of our in-house ambient mic. So 30 left for gold. Let's see what they got to offer as Jakes brings it over the stripe. Drops it off. Firing! Scores! Oh, what a bury! Agia! Right up top shelf. The St. Thomas, Ontario native. And it's 1-0 gold. So they didn't really have a lot of great opportunities trying to penetrate and set up and get into that messy area in front of the blue paint, but Jakes leads the charge, drops it off for Agia, and she finishes the task. It is 1-0 for Gold, and it is a power play goal. That puck got upstairs in a hurry. Messier now. White takes it in front. Loose puck. And White had a good burst a few moments ago, but unfortunately for them, they got a goaltender that they're playing against that knows a thing or two about stopping pucks. Well, all the goaltenders in this event do, but she was on a pretty big stage a little while ago, so I will happily tap out to the accolades that she presents for sure. And White now on the attack, looking for the trailer, dropping it off there for Shelton. She couldn't reach it, so White continues to put pressure on. Turnbull now. Down behind the net for Clark, the Saskatoon native. Can't find the front of the cage. And out comes Gold. It's going to be Newhook. And we'll have to tag up as that's going to be just a touch offside. As we'll have a look at number 43, and that's Kristen O'Neill. She's from Oakville, Ontario. She won a World Championship gold in 2021 with the women's program. Her birthday is also 4 days after mine. The most important stat, potentially, that is on that list is not my birthday, but I'm the kind of guy that loves to come across those things. The guy who loves stats more than me, Chris Colwell. He's the one running all the stats behind the scenes for you tonight, so I appreciate his services. In behind, centering pass to the point. Cormier just whiffs on it momentarily. Puck hopped up on her. Stacy now trying to will it at the net, the old X button on Xbox. But a defender was there, surprise, surprise, as both of these teams so excellently defended. Cormier now deflected, couldn't find a path. Boy, Cormier's been good. Number 88 for White. She's been creating danger every time she's on the ice. And behind is Stacy, now wrap around, and yellow sweaters or gold sweaters making sure that didn't go any farther, and it's back to Buckles. Buckles now drops it off for her teammate as each program will play tag on the bench. And back through neutral. Well, one last little defensive change the White had to be quick with, and Gold almost the same fate. Almost too many skaters on the ice, but each of them did avoid it. Good heads-up play. It's White now in the forecheck, and it's Messier there to pick it up. Buckles now through neutral. I've always been a fan of defensive sports. In football, I'm a big football fan. I much prefer interceptions and things like that. And in hockey, I absolutely love great positioning, good active sticks. So they're going to call that an icing. They'll come all the way back down to Gold, so not going to let them change. But to that point, a 1-0 game with 5 shots to 4, scoop me up some of that anytime. I really, really love when I can see good defensive positioning. And obviously coaches do too. It's the intangibles. It's the little things that you can judge, and that's what it's all about. And trying to audition for a spot on to wear that maple leaf. As you have a look at Santerre lining up for the draw. That's number 16, Gabrielle Santerre from Quebec. Had 53 points in 23 games for, or it's 27 games, excuse me, for College Champlain Lennoxville this year. And Gold now on the attack, down the wing. 3 players are changing, so it's 2-on-5. So she'll just keep it down there, will Emma Malte, until she'll have her turn. Over to line, Prefontaine. Shot, whistles wide of Debian as she had her head on a swivel. Now the point shot. She watches that one continue past her 4x6 as well. And it's Sarah Wozniewicz from Cochrane. Played for Wisconsin this year at NCAA. Mickelson up on it. Yep, a name that needs no introduction. A number of these ladies amongst that category. Had the privilege of interviewing her a number of years ago for a TV program I used to work with, and So well-spoken, professional, intelligent, and now assistant part of the coaching staff for a new Junior A league that has come to these parts. And such an intelligent, well-spoken individual. And obviously, representing our country on the national stage, we'll give that to you. Flip pass in front. And here comes White. Numbers through the middle. Right in behind, and a gold sweater right on top. It was Messier, much like her cousin used to do, causing opposing teams fits for decades. And down the wing, here comes Gold, a 2-on-1, firing, rebound. Oh, what a save by Osborne. And right along the goal line, making sure that puck didn't go in, and hangs on for the faceoff. So a good break coming out of nothing for Gold, and turning on a dime, as you see. Kaylee Osborne, Rideau Lakes, Ontario native. Really good mechanics for number 38. Buck 30 left in the opening period. Serdachny back there on retrieval for Gold. She will send it in behind. Player right on her hip pocket, and out comes Gold again. They may have numbers here. It could be a 3-on-2, but a nice back check. One more time, and a bouncing biscuit. It's loose, and Osborne tracks it down and puts the glove on top. Doesn't take much, and they don't need a lot of room. But when you're qualifying for a spot on Canada's national team, you can see how quickly you can create opportunities out of nothing. And a bouncing puck that seemed potentially harmless almost was a high danger opportunity, but it remains 1-0. Shots are now 8-5 in favor of White with 60 seconds remaining in the opening period. HockeyCanada.ca. Golden on the attack again, in behind the cage. White there says no thanks. They're going to bring it back out. Turning and dumping it back in was Gosling. Down the wing. Nice heads-up play, intercepting that one. Now Alta gets it to the point for Messier. Fires through a screen, hits a White sweater. Messier walked the line and waited for the right spot as Bourbonnais now tries to bring it in and create something, give her team some time to change with about a dozen left in the opening period. Agia has the only goal, and she's got it. In front, firing, another save. Osborne continues to impress. In tight, Agia drops it off, and looking for the top shelf was Gable, and just missed the target, and that will do it for the opening period. What an entertaining one for the Markin McPhail Center on Winsport Olympic Park in Calgary, Alberta. 1-0 Gold does lead. I am Dave Dawson. Stay with us for the second period of play on HockeyCanada.ca. And we are back for the second period of play on hockeycanada.ca. Thanks so much for joining us today. Day number 2 of the National Women's Development Program. In the intra-squad games, there are 4 teams here. Black and Red played yesterday. It was an 8-4 score in favor of Team Black. And today, Gold and White, 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. If you're just joining us, it was Lexia Gia who got things underway. Sophie Jakes led the puck up the ice and dropped it for Gia, who cameraman Ron Radke and I had kind of dialogued at intermission and said, it really didn't seem like Osborne saw that puck get up over her shoulder. Gia let that rip so quickly up onto the bar and in. And that is where we stand right now. So Osborne and Desbiens will remain in between the pipes, as I imagine there'll be a goalie change on the fly at some point in time, as only 2 tenders dressed aside here this afternoon. I am Dave Dawson with the HNLive.ca broadcast crew. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're happy to be partnered with Hockey Canada for the summer programs. We did the U17 development group. We did the Malinka Gretzky. We did the U20 for the juniors. And now we're very excited to be partnered up for the women's program, including the summer U18 and U22 series next week against USA. So there you go. There's some background history on what's going on as Gold will bring it in. Shots on goal were 10-5 in favor of Gold after 20. And they will try and bring it back into the zone again. Couple of last-second changes will force the puck by the goal scorer back to her own blue line. And now should be the first one in after it. That is number 8, Lexia Gia. And can't keep it at the line, just past the stick of Jakes, as she whistles it across to Messier. And boy, has Ashley Messier been, excuse me, that's not Messier, that's Megan Carter. 34, not 30. As Megan Carter, if you are watching and you've seen some HN Live stuff before, she coached Pro Hockey Ontario to a championship in the War for the Roses back at West Edmonton Mall in the summertime. Had a really great chat with her, number 34 for Gold, as she patrols the front of the net. White on the attack. Bell now whistles on it, or whiffs on it, I should say. Stop the heel of her stick as White on the attack. Continued pressure to the left point. Firing, and that one through traffic. Desbiens looked on. No worse for wear as Gold will bring it out. Just past the outstretched Bell. And now Gable walking in. Scores! Oh, what a bury! Top bunk. Lauren Gable, the Kitchener product, has made it 2-0. So they picked that glove hand side on Osborne twice. 1:41 into the second period. Gable just walked in and absolutely ripped it. Top cheddar over top of the glove of the goaltender Osborne, and we are at 2-0. So Gable, and a world champion, 2019, a bronze, I should say. She got a world championship in the world championship. She's an NCAA champion in 27 and 2018 with Clarkson University. In the season, she got 69 points, including 40 goals. So you can see her acumen there, her ability to let her rip on display. As we'll get the goal confirmation there when it does come. So it is 2-0 for Gold, and White looking to battle back. So the possession arrow, I think, has been pretty even for the most part through 23 minutes, where White at times did seem to have a little bit more sustained possession, but that quick strike offense for Gold has been the difference. As Hustler just can't keep that one, as Santerre over the line has to reverse field because she ran out of real estate. It goes in behind for Prefontaine. Prefontaine pinned against the glass. Her teammate comes in to help, and that's Claire Dalton from Etobicoke, Ontario. At the line, and headmatting out comes Gold. Oh, a nice little move by Labatt. Dropping it up, Hustler fires, and a blocker save by Osborne. Dalton now as this thing's open up. Prefontaine down the wing, tries to get by Jakes. Goes inside, her team's changing, then can't get a shot away. Jakes, the quick outlet pass, and the cross ice return. Hustler trying to walk it by Bell. Now Turnbull. Down the wing. It's Blair Turnbull. Trying to bring it to the point. Back to neutral territory. And out comes Gold with speed. Firing, and Osborne makes the save off of the stick of Emma Malte. And there you have a look at her. Burlington, Ontario. She won gold back in February. Had 2 points through 7 games. She's committed to go to Ohio State University coming up in the fall. She was a 2020 top female collegiate player as well. And she lines up for the draw to the right side of Osborne. There's Team White. Has it through neutral, right on the stick of Stacy. It's a 2-on-1, centering pass, and a nice job coming back to break that up. And it's going to draw a penalty, unfortunately, for Team Gold. So a good stick, but the momentum carried into the goaltender. So we'll wait and see who the penalized player is here. It was a Gold player who touched the puck, and yeah, so the White player got knocked into the net. So White will go to their first power play. We have a power play goal so far for Gold, and White will have the player advantage for the first time. And she looks to be Sulner, excuse me. Jill Saunier, there we go. Get that right. Sometimes my franglais takes a couple whacks at it, but Saunier goes to the penalty box, and she's shaking off the collision in front of the net. So draw to the left side of Desbiens. All the way back down, Osborne will slow it down. So who's got the hot hand here for White? We'll see on the PP. It's Bell with a burst of speed over the line. Bell fires, and that hits a leg. It was the leg of Bourbonnais, who knocked that one out of harm's way. Trying to find an open lane in front. Doesn't see anything she likes, so it comes to the point for Bell. Bell now returned. Whistling it just wide of the net off the stick of Shelton. Stopped to the line there for Bell. Ashton Bell from Deloraine, Manitoba. Part of that Olympic gold medal program as well. Played for Minnesota Duluth last year. Stacy off the stick, and Gold might have an odd player rush. Short-handed, they'll just elect to take it and dump it in. As one person killing, and the hip pocket is going to turn it over, and that's Wozniewicz. One of the two. We'll go Wozniewicz. O'Neill now watches that one go, and less than a minute remaining in the White power play. Their first of this game number 2 of the National Women's Development Program. And the inter-squad games, we'll have those coming up for you right up through the week. And then the U18 team up against Finland coming up next. Excited to get our first look at Team Finland. They brought 8 players that played in that U18 World Championship in the USA a couple months back by now, in mid-June. It's White now. Dying seconds of this power play. Shelton walks the line, lets it go. Rebound, scores! Top shelf, another power play goal right on the doorstep, and it's 2-1. Off the stick of Sarah Swiderski, the Langley, BC product. So right at the tail end of the power play. So Shelton made the right decision, walking into the shooting lane through a whole bunch of traffic, and then Swiderski on the doorstep put it right up under the bar as well. All 3 of the goals have been there so far, and as the guy who cuts the highlight reels for HN Live, there's nothing prettier than a goal that goes up underneath the bar, and that's my 2 cents for the day today. Whistles around, stops at the half wall. Now Mickelson at the point, has it knocked off for stick. In retrieval is Cormier. As I mentioned earlier, has had a really good game today. I've enjoyed what I've seen out of her. And here's 29, Jamie Bourbonnais from Mississauga. We'll send it in. Cormier looks on retrieval. And back there for gold is Emma Malte. Trying to stop it at the point. Now Clark walks in. Oh, a nice pass across, and a little bit too much mustard on it. Ashton Bell couldn't handle it. Right on the tape. And maybe if that was her strong side, she might have been able to corral that a bit easier. But boy, did that puck ever get through traffic, and right on the spot it needed to be, but a little bit too hot to handle. Here comes a break for Gold, and it's Hustler trying to put it in front, and couldn't get a shot away. Right in tight was Maya Labad, and not a bad choice to put that puck on her stick, but it comes back out of the zone again, and here comes White. The speed game, Turnbull drops it off, and a puck hits a leg. Stacy now in behind as White is changing, and on her horse, aggressively around to keep it there was Kristen O'Neill. Gold now doesn't like what they see, and they'll flip it out through neutral as Shelton has it. These two teams battled for about the first 5 or 6 minutes or so in outstanding defensive hockey until Agia went right up under the bar at 13:36 to break open the scoring. If you are just joining us, shots are 13-8 in favor of Gold, unofficially on the in-house clock here at the Mark and McPhail. O'Neill puts that into no person's land and in behind. It is Gardner, the Surrey BC product, also Ohio State player. Down the wing, a foot chase. It's the latest goal scorer for Team Gold, number 9. Gable couldn't catch up with it. And out comes White. It's a 2-on-2. Down the wing, firing, and Desbiens has no problem sucking that one into the breadbasket. And will hang on for the face-off as you have a look at Megan Mickelson going off on a line change. The St. Albert native. 3-time Olympic medalist, 2014, 2010, and 2018. 7-time World Championship medalist as well, and a 2-time NCAA champion. Not gonna lie, I almost get choked up when I read some of those stats as a hockey fan. Just so proud when you see some of those accolades. It means so much to so many people around the country, not only hockey fans, but just representatives of people who are proud to be Canadian. And then a number of these hockey players looking for that same privilege to be able to play for Team Canada at the end of the month in Denmark. And a change for Gold. It's number 34, Megan Carter. As we talked about her, didn't talk about her stats though. 38 games this year at number 34 for Gold. Northeastern University, 14 points and a pair of goals in NCAA. And yeah, Milton, Ontario product. Really enjoyed chatting with her at West Edmonton Mall a month or so ago, and an incredible group of young players that she was a part of coaching, and into an 8-0 victory in the gold medal game. You can go back and watch that in the archives on hnlive.ca. And Megan's such a talented young hockey player as well. Wish the best for her in her career. Down the wing, and speed. Here comes White in front. And breaking down the wing was Turnbull. Couldn't get the puck in front. White smells something here. Probably getting to a goalie change pretty soon as well. And here is White across for Bell. Bell fires it, and that goes off with a stick and over the glass and out of play. Gosling got the twig on that one, and she'll go off for a line change. As you have a look at Hustler coming back on the ice. Going to the left side of Desbiens. There's one by Gold. Off of the stick of McKenna Van Gelder. She's tripped up. Play continues as Gold crosses the stripe down the wing. And Messier couldn't get a good handle on it. Back out to neutral again, and with speed comes White. Left wing side, in front all alone was Stacy. Couldn't connect the pass. Two Gold sweaters playing incredible defense. And at the point now, Swiderski tries to swat it over, but the stick of the Gold player made sure it did not find the path that it wanted to. 13-9 the shots in favor of Gold now as they lead 2-1. Down the wing, letting it go. A blocker save that momentarily handcuffed Desbiens. A deception play off the stick of McQuigg. The Bowmanville native played for Clarkson this year in NCAA. Out comes Gold, the backhander in behind the cage as Osborne looks on. Now White. Mickelson off the boards. And over the line. Adam. Trying to receive that as Avi Adam from Wolfville, Nova Scotia, but nothing there, and out comes Gold. It's Wozniewicz, and couldn't get by the defense. Adam. Now Jakes, centering pass, and Wozniewicz couldn't get a shot away, and out comes White at the end of his shift. Can tell she's fairly gassed, was Adam. And a good job on the backtrack. And here's Gable with time again. Gable fires, and this time it's Osborne Glove who gets the best of that one. As we'll have one more look at Kaylee Osborne's stats before they change. No, I won't have time. They're changing right now. So Ron, let's hang with that White goaltender so I can spit her stats out. It's Reagan Kirk from St. Anne, Manitoba. 4 games for Ohio State this year. 4-0 as a starter, 131 goals against, an 881 save percentage. Also played for Robert Morris University in 2020-21. 15 games there, a 191 goals against, 931 save percentage, and 3 breakfast donuts. Bell now, off the draw. On the half wall. Gold trying to test early on, and Kirk gets the blocker on that, as I imagine she's been called Captain Kirk a time or two in her hockey career. Also won, was the MVP in the gold medal winning Canada U18 program in 2018-2019 as well. So again, these accolades for some of these players who are trying out for that very, very auspicious opportunity to represent Canada. It's, I'm glad I'm not the one making the decision, I'll tell you that much. Carter's shot from the point is blockered off into the corner. Pressure on here for Gold. Newhook sends it across, faking the shot, and that's deflected. It'll go into the netting, and that'll play. As you have a look at Newhook, Abigail Newhook, that is, 34 games for Boston College this year. 32 points, including 17 goals. The St. John's, Newfoundland native, and I'm sure she's had an exciting summer, much like her brother. Draw to the left side. Out comes White, and with speed, down the wing. Viette really hit the accelerator on that one. And the new goaltender for Team Gold, Hannah Murphy. Tested early on, but that one hit the side of the cage. White trying to do the same, making sure Murphy's sharp. Shelton walks the line, firing, and Murphy right into the glove. And Ron, I know you're going to stay there. Thank you, my friend. That is Hannah Murphy from Bradford, Ontario, I should say that properly. Actually had a birthday about a week and a bit ago on August 3rd, so happy belated. 22 games for Colgate this year in NCAA, 17-3 as a starter, a .149 goals against, a .930 save percentage, and 4 little round circular things, which I'm not superstitious, but I respect those who are. 15-12 in the shot department in favor of Gold, who lead 2-1. Both goals in the first for the Gold Sweaters and one for White in the second. Dave Dawson, Chris Colwell, Ron Radke, and the whole HN Live team here. Happy to be partnered up with HockeyCanada.ca for these summer programs. It's been such an honor to do these. The great Peter Labardius had a pair yesterday. He'll be back. Sandra Persina, which we are more than proud to have in our stable, whose resume precedes her as well. She has done nothing less than sensational work in Western Canada throughout her broadcast career. And funny story about her, I have yet to meet her, even though I've hired her for a whole handful of events. That's our little inside joke. But nonetheless, I digress. Not important stuff to you. Facteau, we're looking at her. That's Emmy Facteau from Saint-Odile, Quebec. Played for Concordia and U Sports this year. Point-a-game player with 6 goals. Also won a national championship. So congratulations to her. I imagine her summer's been great too. Bourbonnais, what a move! And that's blocked. Trying to get another shot at it again. A bouncing puck slows down through center. Now Wozniewicz plays it off of his skate. It settles down at the line, and Stacy plays with it. Trying to get it out of the zone and wait for the right personnel. Nice little back check, and a broken play will get it out to neutral. Long lead pass. Great vision. Right on the tape for Agia, who got the opening goal this one. Agia now. Nice little move, trying to settle it down. Bouncing puck, playing a little bit of hot potato, and it's still rolling around. Finally laying down now as Agia is going to take it, whip it off the glass. Kept in at the line by Adam, though. White's going to cycle it. And we're down the D a bit here and look for the equalizer. Bell wills it at the net, and more hot potato as it comes back out to neutral. Agia will send it in. Ashton Bell back there, the Deloraine, Manitoba product. Buckles had one of the game's best opportunities early on a left wing break. Now right out in front, and had to be quick was Kirk, making her best save yet. And no problem. So you have a look at Malte going off on a line change. So face-off will come to the left side of Reagan Kirk. Right now, the aggressors trying to bring it north, cut off at neutral. And that really has been the story for the most part today. Really great defense, great neutral zone play. The opportunities have somewhat been few and far between. There's been decent possession time as well, but defensively, both teams so sound. Cross ice at the point, deflected. That whistles wide. Great misdirection play. Trying to catch the goalie going post to post and not going quick enough, but the puck evaded the cage as Newhook trying to track it down. She does now, skates by a couple, and Gregno up on it as Swiderski sends it in between the Blues. Goal makes an entire change. One touch now. Down the left side comes White. Trying to split the D, right in front, scores! Is that Megan Mickelson, who put it top shelf? Yep, she's no stranger to scoring goals. We're all tied up. Puck laying right there, and off of the initial shot was blocked in the same spot that all 4 goals have gone, top bunk. So Gold had a pair, and now somebody who's won a lot of gold has tied this one up. So lining up with the draws, Turnbull up against Malte for Gold. So officials are making sure the formation is correct, and we're underway again. So White, more pressure on. This is a bit of an advantage of the possession arrow and high percentage opportunities early, and Gold stormed back with a couple of rush plays, but White, for the most part, I'd have to say has had kind of more of the possession advantage. So we'll see how this plays out as Mickelson has it on her tape again. She wasted no time, confidently, calmly putting that puck top bunk. Now Messier crisscrosses with her teammate, and Gold is out. The flip pass in the air. As Gold remains onside. Back out to neutral one more time, and almost a breakaway. Oh, did Kristen O'Neill, was she ready to turn the Jets on? And she had nothing but daylight down the QE2. She was ready to roll. Agia plays it through the middle. O'Neill trying to find daylight again as she's got it. Stacy now takes it on the right side. Stacy right into the equipment of the Gold goaltender Hannah Murphy, who hangs on for the faceoff. And as we follow, I just was looking at my roster. Stacy, thank you, Mr. Radke. That's Laura Stacy from Kleinburg, Ontario. So CWHL champion with Markham this year as well. 2-time Olympic medalist, or not this year, but was previously. I should say, excuse me, 2022 gold She won a silver in 2018 for the Olympics. Also a 3-time World Championship medalist. Behind, nice little shimmy shake there by Stephanie Markowski from Edmonton, whose birthday's coming up actually next week. That's a lie, 11 days. There's so many events going on this summer. Days are just days. It's more what month are we in? But that's great news, right? As a sense of normalcy remains in the world, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief, and never taken that for granted for sure. So happy early birthday. As that flips through the middle. Knocked down at the line. Just under 3 to play here in the second, and Gold might have a chance to get their lead back as they're going to bring it in, and Wozniewicz battled and didn't retrieve that, and White will bring it out. Oh, and Hustler almost picked that one off and went in alone as well. Here's White. And a wall of Gold. Here they come again. Shot kicked by Murphy, who's back up, tracks that ever so smartly. Hustler trying to play it up, but no lane. Oh, bumped in there, Mickelson, didn't like that one. She got a massage into the glass by Malte. Centering pass at the point, firing, and Carter got everything on that. Puck still loose in front, where is it? And White will bring it out to neutral territory. As the aforementioned Megan Carter goes back there to get her, the Milton, Ontario native. Northeastern University right on the tape. And dropped off, Gold over the line. Off the crossbar! So close. Gold almost had their lead back again. What incredible action here. Cormier. The ebb and the flow. It kind of has that defensive feel, and there's a huge accelerated play for about 90 seconds, and then back to that positional play, as neither of these teams really give up a lot of open ice. And naturally, beating a dead horse is the qualifying for the highest elite stage. These are the best of the best across Canada, so mistakes aren't usually common, as we're less than a minute to play in the second period. And glove down. 17-15 shots for Gold. And it might be Turnbull coming in, but a nice back check broken up again, preventing the odd player rush. Swiderski trying to shovel it into the corner. Good back check. Turnbull almost had it in the slot. Turnbull, excellent shift for her. Settles it down on its back. Turnbull now firing off the post. Doink. Oh, so close as well. Swiderski. Now Stacy. Bumped into the glass. Referees just letting these players play. Now Bourbonnais just wants to slow it down as White has something brewing. 7 seconds left. Firing, and that one wide of the net. 3 seconds left. One last chance for White, and it is sent out into neutral. What an entertaining finish, and yeah, everybody catches their collective breath as we will step aside momentarily. Stay with us, won't you? It is the 2022 Women's Development Camp on hockeycanada.ca. We are in day number 2. I am Dave Dawson. We will return to the Mark and McPhail Center in Calgary shortly. All right, we are back for the third period for the Mark and McPhail Center in Calgary, Alberta on hockeycanada.ca, partnered up with HN Live this week. And I thank you so much for following us on social media, HN Live CA. If we have a goal correction, my apologies to likely her mother. It is Gable who scored the first one. And to my defense, when you have a 9 jersey tucked in with hair draping down the back at mock speed that these ladies can play at, it's sometimes fairly easy to make the mistake, a 9 versus an 8 when it's the first look I'm getting at them. So forgive me for that, as being another bystander of high quality, high speed hockey going top speed. So it is Gable who's got a pair in this one, as both goals for Team Gold, and White in that second period got 2 back as well. One from Mickelson and one from Swiderski, and that is where we stand. Shots 8-7 in favor of White that period, for a 2-period total of 17-15 in favor of Team Gold. So we have the stats up from some of the players today, is going through some of those. It is Hannah Murphy between the pipes, who tapped out Desbiens in the second period. And Kaylee Osborne got tapped out by Reagan Kirk. And she's going to ride the rest of the way here. And if it is needed, there will be overtime and a shootout, and customary in some of these development camp programs. And the introductory game, regardless of the score, they'll have an overtime and shootout just for the evaluation process. But they're going to do away with that one today. So if overtime is needed, which we could potentially get to, and that's where we'll go. So, all right. I hope Lexi, Gable's mom, and I are friends again. So, 2 goals for her. Excuse me. Lauren Gable. Yeah, we're probably friends now that I got her name right. Social media is a wonderful thing, is it not? Connects us with people from all over the place. So, anyway, we got that one right now. Want to give credit where credit is due. Lauren scored a couple incredible goals so far, and she knows where to put a puck and how to do it quickly. Cormier now has it, right wing side. And that's going to go all the way down. And icing is the call. So we'll have a look. Who do we got there, Mr. Ron Radke? That's going to be Stacy. Laura Stacy from Kleinburg, Ontario. 2-time Olympic medalist, as I mentioned before, CWHL champion, also 3-time world medalist as well, 2021 gold, 2019 bronze, and a 2017 silver. As Cormier off the draw. Behind the net, Gold. Pressure on, and it is Gable on the ice, number 9, Lauren Gable. On hat-trick watch. Would be a great way to start her camp. 9 and 8 on the same line together. Good times. Mickelson now. In behind, she's got one. Cormier rips it around. Good forecheck here for Gold as Jakes. Now Wozniewicz, side of the net. Agia drops it off. A little bit too hot for Greg, and back to neutral. Collision in front of the white bench. He's bringing it over as Agia. Agia puts it at the net. No problem. Handled into the corner. And on the left wing side comes White, and here she goes. It is Fecteau as O'Neill going at the net. Right in front. O'Neill scores! A nice connection. Fecteau down the wing. O'Neill went to the dirty area. Stick on the ice. Short side, blocker side. And O'Neill has White. Down 2-0. Ahead now, 3-2. O'Neill almost had a breakaway in the second period. She was oh so close to going in alone in that time. Just followed up her defender who brought it in, or her line mate, I should say, who brought it in, went to the net. O'Neill buries it. Not a lot of daylight there on the blocker's side, but she was able to hammer it home past Murphy, and it's 3-2 for Team White. Has Gold now on their heels a little bit here, and that's been the way the game has gone, as I've talked about a couple of times already today. Now behind the net, right wing pass. That's going to be Gardner, walks it over, 1-on-5 as her team is changing. Slowly puts it behind the net, which allows her the ability to go and complete the change. On the half wall, battling for it. Santerre couldn't get a shot away. Lead pass, oh, just too far. That was oh so close to catching up with Van Gelder. White on the attack again. On it is Prefontaine, now Cormier. Cormier reverses. Catches up with Santerre momentarily, which throws her compass off a little bit, but Cormier will gather her thoughts as she's been sensational in this game. Left wing pass for Clark, and she's over the line. Clark now, centering backhander, and she got rid of that one quickly, did Adrienne Viette, and a nice save by Murphy. So Viette from Drummondville, Quebec, I believe that's who we're in on right there. 15 games played for U of Montreal and U Sports this year, 9 points, was also part of that U18 women's team that won bronze in 2018 and a silver in 2017. Draw to the right side of Murphy. And White's gonna get possession. And behind the net, looking for catch Murphy coming off the post was Clark, Emily Clark from Saskatoon. A two-time Olympic medalist as well in February, plus then in 2018 silver, a 5-time world champion medalist as well. Shot, whistles wide, short side again, Murphy, head on a swivel with the puck behind the net. And now it's Messier, she's got help back there. That's Emma Malte. Cormier, contact, and it's incidental at center, which will give Gold a break. See if they can make something of it. Bit of a broken play will allow White to maintain possession again. Buckles whips it hard across. And it's a 2-on-1 for White. O'Neill going at the net. Pass across and a little bit behind O'Neill. Couldn't corral it. She made the right decision, but just a little bit behind the intended target, and O'Neill would have loved to get back-to-back goals here to double up their lead. Long lead pass and almost right on the tape for Gable, who's on hat-trick watch. Drops it for Agia, and things are opening up. Great back check by Gable, who's put on a demo reel of her own today, who breaks that play up and remains unpenalized for it. Clean play. Drops it out for Wozniewicz. Gable goes off on a line change as she's had an incredible shift. Right in front. That shot is blocked. Rebound in tight. A nice shoulder save by Murphy. Kept in at the line. More pressure from White. It's in behind the net. Stopped off. Cross ice. Shelton zips it. Easily handled by Murphy, who looks on. Gold really just trying to hang on during this last 30 seconds. Nice little burst there as Prefontaine has to put her head on a swivel. Gets it now, 2-on-5 as her team's changing, but can't evade the defender. And out comes Gold, and it's Serdachny. Her sister is going to be playing in the next game. Serdachny puts it at the net, no problem, deflected in behind. Now White, great pace to this game. Prefontaine. No target found. Good forecheck though, putting a little bit of pressure on at the end of her shift was Claire Dalton. Stepping over the line, Stu Hook for the one-time in front, and Bourbonnais just had that interrupted. That may have had an opportunity to go inside the 4x6. And a nice back check, toe drag. Van Gelder goes off the leg. And now Messier has a look, nobody home. And out comes Clark. 2 on 3, it's Clark. Trying to toe drag, she's still got it, Clark, and just loses a handle on it. Clark, what a look! In trying to catch Buckles on the back door. Ended up getting the target in front was Turnbull. Couldn't get a shot away. Wide open hockey here at the Win Sports, and why not? On a Wednesday afternoon, best place to be watching a hockey game. Oh, there's another hockey tournament going on today too, but I'm biased. I like this one. Tripped up in front. Play will continue. As Bell now. In behind, Fecteau. Shot easily handled by Murphy off the stick of Viette, and she will hang on for the faceoff. One more little look at, nope, we are gonna now look at Markowski. Sounds good, Stephanie Markowski from Edmonton. Talked about her already, plays for Clarkson and NCAA. She's a plus 17 through 37 games this year. The draw will come to the right side of Murphy. Lining up for it's O'Neill, who's got the game's last goal. Stacy sends it back to Shelton and across the line. Oh, nice little move. Walking through a deflected puck, and it's right there. Murphy, great hand-eye to jump on top of it before it crosses the red stripe. Ping, pang, pong, but no pong on that one. She got the glove on top. As we have a look at O'Neill. The Oakville product. Setting up for the draw again. Official doesn't like what they see, wants to make sure the players to the left side of your screen remain outside of the circle before the puck gets dropped. As Stacy had a line on that one, much like she did on the last faceoff. And here's Carter. Carter now tapped along. Gold hemmed in momentarily as White is changing, and what a shift for O'Neill and Stacy. This has been great. Shelton steps up to keep it in. 3 gold sweaters below the goal line. And Swiderski now keeps it in, cross ice. Shelton will step up. Swiderski's got one today too. The backhand pass. A lot of gold. Make sure that didn't get anywhere near the net as McQuigg will send it back deep. Messier, I mentioned the cousin of Mark Messier, but less importantly, as her birthday is one day after mine. But we'll stick with the cousin of Mark Messier factor. McQuigg over to stripe at the net, and Murphy steers it out of harm's way. Now cycling it down low is Adam. Looks on. Comes in for puck support with Prefontaine. We're in the midway point of the third period here as Labatt tries to go the left wing touchdown pass for Gable, who's really, now that I've been corrected on that first goal, has jumped off the page with her acceleration, her puck prowess, her forechecking, back checking, and her left hip, who's tucked that 9 in, so it looks like an 8. That's the best part about it all. Ripped around, Murphy will slow it. Prefontaine. Now Cormier. And that is definitely number 8, Agia, who sends it around. Markowski, bunch of her teammates calling for it along the left wing side for Wozniewicz. Would have been a nice rush had there been the opportunity to get the puck as Wozniewicz will tag out. So dumped in on Kirk. Sent around now Bell. Flip pass up the middle, and oh, she wanted that puck. And she had the momentum, did Clark, to present a dangerous opportunity. And now Newhook. Turnbull gets there first though, cross ice. And dumped in. Ooh, an excuse me, maybe interference penalty that they will let these players just play along as we're past the midway point of the third. Shots 21-19, now in favor of Team White. And Newhook. Oh, nice pass up to Serdachny. Right across, and a good back check, or else it might have been a tie game. How as Emmy Fecteau came back to break it up. Messier thinks about dropping it for Serdachny, instead keeps it. Nice kick save by Kirk. Remains sharp in this one, even though there's been a little less rubber coming her way. And O'Neill with Fecteau, goes cross ice. It's a break for White, down the wing, letting it go. Rebound in tight, cleared out of the way. It's 3-on-2 for gold, maybe a 4-on-2 down the left wing. A little bit of a Savardian spinorama, and just enough time for Megan Mickelson to break up that play. You give her a fraction of an inch, and she will make the appropriate decision. And on display there, breaking up a 4-on-2. And it's Markowski. Along the wing, Hustler. Mickelson now on retrieval. Little touch, and maybe if she wanted that one back again, she probably wouldn't put as much mustard on it. Almost put him in dangerous positioning. And here comes White. Good effort to try and maintain the zone positioning, but it scoots back out of neutral. Nice little dangle, but a great play by Buckles, who quietly, and I'll say quietly because hasn't factored into the scoreboard as 2 White, nearing the center ice dot. But Emma Buckles has been excellent today defensively and made some great decisions. Has just so quietly broken plays up and sound smart, the Toronto native. And I didn't even realize I used the term smart. She plays for Harvard. So there you go. Those two things come hand in hand. She awaits the pass off the draw, but her teammate will dump it back into the gold zone, and the blocker side dump in on Murphy. And a puck right in front, and couldn't get a quality shot away. Bobbling it momentarily. And White out again. It's 1-on-2 down the wing. That's Gregg, who couldn't find a lane. So it'll be massaged against the boards behind the cage. If you're just joining us, it was 2-0 gold in the first. A pair of goals by Gable. And White has scored 3 unanswered as their goaltender Kirk kicks that into the corner. Goal is changing and a break for White. It's Shelton. She takes it over the line and receives a bump. Down low, Viette will allow the right personnel to get in position as she'll maintain with Clark. And Turnbull now sees some daylight. Viette right on the doorstep in the blue paint. Doesn't take long before a defender comes in there and makes sure that none of those shenanigans will happen. And it's Gable who is there. And now Gable waiting for that pass as she skates up through center, and Wozniewicz. Gable will go off on a change, and Agia hammered into the boards. She got upended. No referee with a hand up, and looked to be incidental, and Agia looks to be okay, which is great news for 9 yellow. 8 yellow, that is. 9 is Gable. I think we've had that drilled into her head enough today, Dave Dawson, but Agia gets a round of applause that she's okay, which is good news. St. Thomas, Ontario native. Cormier now. Off the draw, sends it across, now to O'Neill. As Fecteau receives it, O'Neill in full speed, and the back check. Oh wow, 43 can really accelerate and doesn't take long to do so. She stuck out for me today as well. Dumped in now, Cormier on retrieval. Fecteau goes off on a change, as does a lot of White sweaters, and Bobby Orr, like through the air, goes Stacy, jumping over the blue line, much like a first baseman leaves the field and dodges that first base stripe. Might have been helped by the stick of another player, but I'm a visual kind of guy, so I like to paint pictures. 5:30 remaining, 5:38 remaining in this third period. If need be, we'll go to overtime. And the game following this one will be an exciting one. As all these obviously will be exciting, but U18 Red up against Team Finland. Finland obviously bronze medalists at the U18 World Championships, and Canada won gold. Finland brought 8 of their players from that U18 championship game back mid-June. They'll be playing a couple of games against Canada programs this week. Buckles plays it off of the shoelaces. Now Bell. Little flip pass. Over the line comes White. Santerre doesn't see anything that she likes, so she holds onto it momentarily. As Gabrielle Santerre until there's a re-entry again. Prefontaine, first white sweater there, ripped around hard. Shelton keeps it at the point. That one goes over top. Hoping for a deflection or maybe it to carry him off of something in order to extend this lead, in which they've worked 2 periods to build it back. Or to get a lead, I should say. As Gold would love to get it back. And Labatt might have a chance here. 1-on-2, but Shelton, a great back check. And an active stick to make sure that it remains 3-2 for the time being. Puck played in front of the goal net. And here's a chance. Serdachny with Labatt trying to split through. Labatt in front! Oh, what a kick save! Captain Kirk on top of that one to make sure it stays 3-2. Labatt somehow just found herself alone in front of the nice little feed. Had to make a quick decision to get it from her skates to her stick on her forehand, released it, and Kirk, no problem, boots it out. Through neutral territory, Mikkelsen slows it down, calmly settles it, makes the right decision. Cormier now over the line, and Bourbonnais. Mikkelsen on the back track, remains onside, and O'Neill again. Wow, what a game for 43 White too. Agia sends it down low. Gable waiting around for that hat-trick goal, just circling, trying to find the open ice. Goes in now to try and attack it. Jakes deflected in front, and Agia couldn't get a solid whack at it. Gable now in neutral, ready for it. Will go in puck support. Mikkelsen behind. And it's Fecteau to help it. She gets knocked down. Only 2 penalties aside. Each team has scored on the power play. It's a pretty clean game for the most part. As officials are encouraging them to just play it along with less than 3 minutes to go in game 1 of the doubleheader. The officials will blow it down now. So we have a look at Cormier head off the ice. Dominique Cormier, Princeton. And she'll get tagged out by, yeah, there's some of her stat lines. So draw to the left side of Kirk. Bell has it, fights it off in her skates. And he'll flip it up through neutral and all the way down. Then it'll go as icing, as Messier the first one to tag it up. Yeah, let's hang on Messier for a second when we run. Wilcox, Saskatchewan native, Cornell University, 28 games played there this year. In the NCAA, 3 goals and 11 points. Stands 5'3", and I mentioned a couple of times, obviously the cousin of Mark Messier. Wilcox, Saskatchewan, also the home of that Notre Dame program as well. Over the line, Viette is the intended target if she was open. Buckles now at the left point, dropping it off. Nice little feed. Right point through traffic. And down to one knee is Carter to make sure there wasn't a shot. More pressure on here for White. Messier waits for that to lay on its back. And as Viette all over her, but good job by Messier fighting it off, and Carter now. Carter, head up, one touch, hustler, hard across. And nothing there from Van Gelder, and White will bring it in over the line after a change. Nice little shimmy shake. Oh, what an angle! In front, firing! Did that go in? She did! Scores! What a goal! Mark that for the highlight reel. Jennifer Gardner from Surrey, BC. Top bunk, and it's 4-2. What filthy mitts by Gardner. Dangling in a phone booth, or maybe dangling in your kitchen sink. A little more familiar for the Gen Zers. But either way you look at it, that is going on our highlight reel at the end of the night. And that was a beautiful goal by Gardner to make it 4-2. So Gold got the first two Gable, and now 4 unanswered for White is where we stand with $1:35 remaining in game number 2 of the National Women's Team Development Selection Camp intra-squad games. 4 teams narrowing down to 1 roster for the Women's Worlds in Denmark beginning on August 25th. Net is empty for Team Gold as they will get the extra attacker out there. And behind the net, Agia rips it around. Gable on hat-trick watch. Can't get there quick enough. Too much momentum, and now she's got it. Right hot on the tape. And Serdachny's in. Serdachny right in front, and Kirk kicks that out of the way. Bourbonnais fires, and oh, what a blocker save through traffic. How did she find that puck? That had a lane to the blocker side, but somehow the blocker came out and stopped it. Bourbonnais dropped off and right into the stomach, off of the stick of number 27, Emma Malte from Burlington, Ontario. Malte, part of that gold medal winning team back in February. And heading to Ohio State in 22-23. So Gold has called a timeout. 40.9 seconds remaining in this one. So good chance to update you with the old schedule here. So we'll get back underway again tomorrow. I'll have the pair of games between U18 Red and Finland, and then a pair of the intra-squad games for the development, the national women's team. And Peter Labardius will be coming in on Friday to call a pair. Sandra Persina has a few Saturday, Sunday, and then Tyler King will wrap up the U18 Summer Showcase on Monday the 15th. Then there's the Canada versus USA series. Looking forward to that one. Starts on the 17th. I'll call the initial game. And then Sandra Persina and Peter Labardius will steer the ship the rest of the way. So really excited about being partnered up with Hockey Canada this summer. Our staff on hnlive.ca, thank you so much for spending your Wednesday afternoon with us, now evening or wherever you may be across the country. It's been a pleasure. Chris Kowal, Ron Radke, the entire staff, happy to be partnered up with these summer events. Jake's now off the draw with 30 or so to deal with in order to try and claw the way back at this one. So based on the protocols we've received from the fine folks on the board, it very likely will not be in overtime for today if it's not tied. Jake's to the circle, at the point now, Bourbonnais, top of the other circle, firing off the stick. There's the hat-trick watch girl herself, number 9, as Mom's waiting with bated breath to jump off of her couch. Gable gets it again on the cross ice, but there won't be enough time. So Team White takes this one by a score of 4-2. Gold scored the first 2, and then a straight 4 for the White Sweaters. One power play goal aside. Final shot tally, 26-23 in favor of Team Gold. So coming right up after this one, U18 Red up against Finland. Excited about that one. That's going to be some excellent, excellent hockey. Well, you know what? I get excited about a lot of things because I have this addiction, and it's called optimism. My apologies if that's not a cup of tea that is overly presentable, but I love it. And I love being optimistic, and I'm very optimistic that the end product of these 4 intra-squad teams are going to make one heck of a program coming up on August 25th in Denmark. On behalf of Chris Kowal, Ron Radke, and our entire staff at HN Live, thank you so much for watching this Hockey Canada production of the National Women's Development Program Selection Camp. I am Dave Dawson, saying we will see you shortly. Come back and watch the U18 squad against Finland. Please, goodbye from the Mark and McPhail.